What's up, guys? This is going to be kind of just like a little bit of a thinking session. I'm just going to talk out loud. Um, what I'm considering right now is there are I see so many incredible AI builds inside of N8N. And I'm like, what can I really do? Like, what could I do? And I've talked to multiple people that sell AI to different companies, like cleaning companies, and um, I'm sure it can help some people. The thing is that I've got Alan, our operations manager. I've got a great sales system. I've got great automations as is, and so I'm really someone's got to respond. Here's the big thing. This is the value that I see is that somebody has to respond to messages, give accurate quoting, check the schedule of the cleaners, send the client a link to book in, and then of course just handle communications. What I've seen from a lot of AI stuff is that it's not very comprehensive. It gives general front desk, generic stuff, and give it a little bit of information. But if I've got a VA, why not just have the VA do it? The thing about having a VA is that, once again, you're still reliant on them responding in time. If there's a bunch of things going on, stuff can slip through, and then English isn't always perfect, and they can't perfectly operate off of a knowledge base every single time. But the thing is that a human is able to do what AI can't, which is bring a personal touch as well as deal with edge cases. Like what happens when it's a 6,000 foot clean and there's molds and the person wants us to get up on ladders to reach the windows. AI does not know how to deal with that, or quote a very specific situation. AI can't pick up the phone call and be human on the phone yet. And so almost here's kind of one thing is that all of our sales right now are kind of through the phone, minimal texting. I mean, there's texting, but it's we're not quoting and messaging someone through text. We do it over the phone. Now, I have a friend who has a cleaning company, and almost all of his quoting and sales are through texting. Someone goes in through their website, they get a quote, and then if they don't book, then there's a text follow-up, and they are talking through text, and then they book that person in. We don't have a quoting online thing. It's something we're going to do in the next month, 2 months. We just tell people to call and text us. When we do have the quoting online thing, the people that initially didn't want to talk on the phone and would just rather get a quote online are, I would assume, based on what my friend said, that they won't pick up the phone either. They want to text. They want to not have to talk to someone. So we're going to get, me all saying that is to say, we're going to get a large influx of texts, text-only type communications in the future, in the near future. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. Once again, the pros and cons of AI and having a VA that I talked about. So I'm trying to see how both can work. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out a very comprehensive database. Just got a text. I don't know if it's backwards. Hey Alex, this is Dan, not my robot, Dr. Nacho, who you were talking to earlier. I just approved your request to join. Quick question. Blah blah blah. So, anyways, there's actually a cool system. He was like, I'm going to send AI. AI is going to talk to you and see if it'll work. He's doing a coaching business thing. I was talking to this robot. I'm like, I want to grow my cleaning business. I want to help others. If there's a way to monetize, I want to do it to help others better. And the robot's walking me through the whole thing. It's cool. Anyways, the idea I have right now is Go High Level's conversational AI, the suggestive version. So instead of it actually a message coming in and Go High Level responding, having it suggest responses when I go to message, or when Alan goes to message. I kind of want to see how that goes first. I want to see where the gaps are, and I want to create a very comprehensive knowledge base for it, like full terms of service, full like FAQs, like everything we do, everything we don't do. I think I'm gonna have ChatGPT like crawl through, like AgentMail crawl through all of my Notion, all of my BookingQual, like everything, and like go get as much information about our business as you can and make it into a knowledge base, like going to every single page, and then go and make that into like, the knowledge base I can upload to Go High Level for the conversation AI to use. The next step up from that, I think, is going to be like Go High Level conversation. I can only do so much inside of Go High Level. So Go High Level can trigger a workflow, and inside that workflow, it goes to N8N, and N8N is then able to ask other softwares, like ask Booking Koala the pricing, like have a pricing matrix inside of N8N, because Go High Level conversation AI can't do too much, can't really like do deep thinking. It's more of like static, like what does the knowledge base say? Okay, like maybe fudge a little bit, but it really is going to rely on its knowledge database. Whereas N8N is able to go and deal with dynamic variables, like, okay, like your home is 3 bed, 3 bath, 1,800 square feet, but it's just you and your husband. You guys are 60 years old. You want the first cleaning done, but you don't need deep cleaning because you're moving over from a past house cleaner, and 2 rooms in the house aren't used. A human is very easily able to gather all that. Go High Level conversational AI is going to fold, is what I think, and from what I've read. So hence why Go High Level for pricing and those things is going to, like, it's going to give the information it has from the conversation to N8N. N8N is going to consider these things with its pricing matrix, and just like here's how we actually price things. Even though it's a 3 bed, 3 bath, if 2 beds aren't used and 1 bath isn't used, we're estimating based on time rather than the square footage in beds and baths. So N8N takes all that, it computes, and then sends notes back to Go High Level. For Go High Level, it's conversation AI to then reference. I think N8N too, I would allow it to look at the schedules of the cleaners, what's available. And then doing a hold too for when we send a quote is like next level. But like from what I looked at, like I think it's going to be way too difficult for me to build out. And then I got to figure out at what point do we escalate, at what point do we grab a human, this Go High Level or N8N, like grab a human saying I need help. And of course there's automations and things there, so that's kind of what I'm thinking future-wise. So in the initial, just suggestions based on general FAQ and knowledge base, and then it's like, can we have it not just be suggestive, but can we have it actually take over communication for basically everything by connecting N8N with it and allowing N8N to then have access to our different tools and how we price things and schedules and such. Other problem there is that Booking Koala doesn't have an API that's publicly accessible. It's like it only integrates with Zapier. So I still have to, Zapier, whatever, I still have to connect. I have to make, like I have to use Zapier. Like I wish I could do everything through N8N, Go High Level, and Booking Koala, but I'm going to need Booking Koala to communicate with Go High Level through Zapier instead of N8N. So just trying to work through some workarounds. I haven't seen a system this comprehensive. I don't know how good the voice AI is, but it can pull like live in the call, pull things like ILO can pull and can pull from N8N as well. So something I'd be interested in, but I don't know, if you're calling, like I probably want a human talking to you, unless Level AI is really going to be good with that. This is a towing service, and he's got Mater on the side of it. That's dope. Uh, I've never used N8N before, so I'm like, it's kind of like a big leap from Zapier, it feels like. Trying to figure that one out. So this is where I see this going in the future, is like, if I'm able to be hands off when it comes to, as much as I could be hands off when it comes to a lead comes in to the sale happens to scheduling a cleaner. I don't know if I could actually schedule a cleaner. I think I would have to. N8N can't tell Booking.Qual to do that. You would have to actually go inside of Booking.Qual. But once the cleaner's scheduled, communications with the cleaner right now are done by us, by VA. Maybe it's possible N8N takes over that and deals with like last second, like trying to move things to ask if look at the schedule, see if other cleaners are able to take it. If not, of course, escalate to us so we can make the call to a client. But I mean, if it could take care of like almost everything, I'd be insane. Yeah, it could even assign cleaners, because like you're able to create a quote inside of Booking.Qual that goes to the client, and it has pre-filled parameters. Like, you don't do it through API, you do it through generating a URL that N8N would generate a Booking.Qual URL based on what the customer messages, and it has parameters, and it'd say, okay, 3-bed, 3-bath. Like, you can put that in the URL, so that way when it gets generated, like when that URL gets sent, those things are pre-filled. I don't know if I can actually assign a provider, though, is the only thing. That might be, I don't know. The worst case scenario, it gets booked in, then we assign the provider, and it didn't consider the scheduling of the providers, can send a text to us like, hey, this person just booked, these are the providers you should assign. And then we book them, and then N8N is able to take over communications. So yeah, it's just like that would be awesome. The problem is, can it really be done? Like, in theory, like, it's a great idea, but will Go High Level's conversational AI be good enough? Will it fudge too much? Will it go outside of what it should be saying? Can it truly reference its entire knowledge base in order to come up with good responses? Can I build a knowledge base good enough? I think so. It'd have to be super comprehensive. Can N8N... I think N8N can do everything I'm asking it to do. Like, it's pretty comprehensive, and I'm not asking it to do anything crazy. And worst case scenario, it's not an easy response or something that Go High Level could easily handle, then just escalate up to a human. So, yeah, it's an idea, right? I got a lot of ideas. Everyone has ideas. The question is whether or not you execute on it. If I can execute on it for us, we could potentially be way more hands-off, have our VA be way more hands-off, only deal with escalations, and not have to hire more VAs as quickly when things start to scale up. Like, one VA wouldn't be overloaded, and we wouldn't have to hire another if Go High Level is taking much of the conversational load. Like, the bandwidth of the VA gets freed up, so wouldn't need to hire a second one as fast. The question is a VA better at responses than Go High Level conversational AI? I don't know. Depends on your VA. Definitely faster. Definitely won't get bogged down by different tasks coming at the same time. Different messages, people on calls, cleaners needing help, upset client, clean needs, like all these things all at once, right? And then of course, like if I can get it just cooking, then I could absolutely sell that. Like that would be a game changer. That would be a game changer. But can I do it in my own business? I would love to see that work. I would love to see that work. Every single communication is taken care of except things that need to be escalated, that need a human touch. But I mean, 90% of the workload can be done by AI. Imagine voice AI starts to get good, like really good. So, an idea, just kind of throwing things around. I don't know that I spend the next like week just going deep on that. I probably have more important things to do. But I think it's definitely worth really spending some time on before we hire a second VA. Right now, I'm content at just doing the suggestive version of eye level conversational AI and just see kind of what it's spitting out, make a knowledge base. It's pretty comprehensive. Have agent mode go through, like I said, and go to Notion and all of our stuff. But as far as actually referencing N8N for pricing matrix and building out workflows that start requesting things from different platforms, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not going to do anything like post sale. We will see. We shall see. It's exciting. It's a cool idea. It might be the next business. I have no idea because honestly, just thinking about it, I'm like, I'm putting so much time and effort into solving a problem that just isn't a huge problem. Like cleaning someone's house, like it's not a huge problem. It's a problem worth, $100 to $400 for people. Versus going and solving a problem that is just a bigger problem and getting paid better for it. Whether that's like I need to move across the country, but I need to bring all my things with me, like that's a $12,000 problem for people that movers and the trucking company and unpacking everything take care of. I'm making a lot more doing that. Elijah asked a question yesterday. He said, like, why, like, how do you choose what you want to do? Is it just about the money for you? And it was like a real question that I don't think I have an answer to right now, to be honest. Because in my head, I'm just passionate about building. Like, I love building things. I don't think it matters too much what it is that I'm building as long as it has an impact. And I can have a bigger impact by making more money. Like, how much of an impact do I have with $50,000 versus how much of an impact do I have with $5 billion? I'm going to have a higher impact of $5 billion than I will have with 50,000 than I would have with 500, 5 million, 50 million, 500 million. It's like, why wouldn't I just go shoot for making as much money as I could? I don't know. Like, why not? I really don't know. I'm not like passionate about cleaning. I'm not passionate about one thing or another. It's just kind of like, what's the upside, and then how much impact can I make from that? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I fall in love with something, but I kind of am in love with just building in general. And I think I have just like this competitive part of me too that's like, I want to win. Like I want to be the top. Like I want to be the best. like in a competitive way. Like I see where someone is like making more money or further along to me, and I just want to surpass them. Not in a jealous way, not in like a I want to be rich, but in a like I want to top that. I don't know. Competitive. Played like the highest level soccer I could growing up. Got a friend in Europe. All my friends got full rides. I think it's just built into me. My dad's super competitive. My mom's competitive too. Grandpa played for the Yankees. That's cool. I don't know. I don't watch baseball. Anyways, I just needed a yap. I kind of needed to just like, I've been spending the last like 2 or 3 hours just kind of doing that. Just kind of thinking that through and working things out, talking to ChatGPT. Who knows? Who knows, right? You never know. That scale though, I'm thinking like I've got a friend that does like 15 to 20 cleanings a day. So I was running through the numbers. Yeah, 15 to 20 cleanings a day. And he's got a team of like 5 or 6 VAs. And if VAs, instead of handling every message, Go High Level was responding to every message, and the VAs, like I'm thinking of like, okay, impact to me, like not a huge deal right now, but like impact on like a greater scale and why it would be worth it for someone to pay, $10,000-$20,000 for us to come in and like fully transform like the way they do things. They could immediately like reduce, I'm trying to think of that impact, right, on a bigger scale. I mean, they would immediately be able to reduce costs. They could cut VAs or reallocate where VAs are focused. So that would be a huge thing. They would have more consistency pricing wise, quoting wise. The follow-up times would be immediate. Nothing would slip through the cracks. Everything that needs a human touch would still get escalated to a VA. I mean, even if you're able to cut like 2 of the 6 VAs, you're paying them each $1,200 to $1,500 a month. Like if I charged $10,000, I just cut $3,000 in costs. In 4 months, you've made that money. Like that made it worth it, and for the rest of your business, it's made it worth it. And that's just on a reducing cost. I sound like a freaking jerk, right? Just cutting people's jobs, but it's business, not personal. That's all I was saying. You could reallocate them too if you wanted to. Anyways, whatever. I'm just running numbers. The fact that people would get immediate responses to, the fact that quotes, those kind of things would happen, get sent out faster. Like people are more taken care of, better customer service, I guess I'm saying. And with better customer service, you just have a higher conversion rate or a higher retention rate as well. Things don't fall through the cracks. So, even if one customer, let's say like 2 customers a month out of the 15 leads a day that come in, or probably 10 leads a day that come in, 10 leads a day come in, 3 or 4 bookings a day. Like, out of the 10 that come in, that's 300 in a month. If you gain 2 more out of that 300 that closed because you were more like persistent, or you were just right there with them and responding to them, or they just didn't fall through the cracks, or they otherwise would have without, with just the VAs, then I don't know what average lifetime value is for him if he actually runs the numbers. say it's $400 or $500 in profit per customer to a month. It's another, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense. Like, I would actually feel very, very pleased being able to charge 10, 20. I mean, I think of a company like freaking huge company, like, and yeah, like there's one in Canada that does like 80 bookings a day. Like, it's ridiculous, right? The amount of people that they have on their team, the VAs handling stuff, the leads that come in, the amount of people that aren't immediately responded to because everyone's busy, and the checking availability, like all those things. Like, yeah, it could be easily worth. They spend 100K, it would be worth more to them than 100K within that year. Solve more expensive problems, get paid better for it. So, just an idea. I don't know. Just kind of thinking it through. I don't think it's worth it for us right now. I got more pressing things to do. If I didn't have pressing things to do, then yeah. But right now, just suggestive. See what it looks like. Help our VA come up with responses. I know I say VA, but Alan's great. And as our operations manager, I just say VA to make it an easier thing. But VAs are no less people. They're no less talented. They're no less awesome. If you want to be respected, you got to treat others with respect, right? I'm going to go eat. This is really long, but just an idea. We'll see.